Welcome to the Fan2Fan Podcast 5 Minute Frights, wherein, give or take 5 minutes, we'll try to share something creepy, kooky, mysterious, spooky, something fun and frightful that you can add to your to-watch queue as we all get ready for Halloween season. My name is Bernie Gonzalez, and on this episode, returning guest Allan shares one of his frightful faves, the modern-day zombie classic, 28 Days Later.
We have this list that we go through every Halloween, right? We start watching horror movies at the end of September, and we watch them right up through Halloween, and we sort of save the goodies for the end. It's not necessarily, we are not the type of horror fans that are like gonna have on a top 5 list the Freddys, the Jasons, the Halloweens, Michael Myers, but of course, like the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Halloween, they're all landmark movies. They're all fantastic efforts in a lot of cases, low budget independent efforts of, or early careers for now famous directors, right? But like for us, because, Rebecca was just always so terrified of horror movies when we first met. And I kind of had to take her in through the more psychological thriller route and zombie movies and vampire movies. And
love it.
Don't hold us in suspense.
We're going to slide in a zombie movie, and it's 28 Days Later.
In the blink of an eye, they're infected. The virus struck.
Use the blood.
Keep away from me.
There's something in the blood.
The devastation spread, and the world he knew was gone. No! 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 He thinks he's alone, but he's not.
They wake up today in hospital.
28 days later.
2002 effort from Danny Boyle, starring Cillian Murphy, Naomi Harris. 28 Days Later sort of changed the zombie game. The zombies could run fast. They were infected with rage. There wasn't a lot of hope. We had London completely turned upside down and on pause. It had that feel at the beginning of a great throwback to a Stranger Friends early movie called Night of the Comet. If you guys have ever seen that, 1984's Night of the Comet.
This is going back even further, but one from my childhood that I love, Day of the Triffids, like the beginning where you've got a guy who survives a meteor shower, the whole world. He's in London as well. Everyone's blind. They're not dead, but they're blind. But he had surgery so he can see. But there's definitely some parallels to the beginning of that as well.
I have not seen it. Now that's one that we'll check out this Halloween season. That sounds awesome.
Added to the list.
Killer plants from outer space.
Yeah. So for me in 2002, seeing 28 Days Later, I just couldn't. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And again, another like all the great horror movies, another independent effort, like very low budget. Nobody knew who Danny Boyle was back then, and it bore out a star in Cillian Murphy, who just played the part of like the world's like basically the world's last good man, and he only survives because he's in the hospital. And like the zombies just like didn't even know he was there, or he probably would have been killed as well. It's a little Walking Dead-ish, and I think that, they go along the route. They find Brandon Gleeson and his daughter doing the Christmas lights up in the apartment building. And you have that whole chase up the stairs. All the chase scenes in 28 Days Later were really revolutionary for the zombie genre, because you could outrun zombies anytime. It was usually when you got overwhelmed by them that you got killed in the older zombie movies, and Dawn of the Dead, and
like all the Romero movies where like the horde will get you. So as long as you don't make a mistake, break your ankle, or run out of gas, you always kind of have a chance to get ahead. Versus, we're 28 days. All right, unless you've been doing cardio your whole time, they're going to get you because they're also powered by rage.
I love it. Yes. I think that the way that it built into the final scenes where we meet Christopher Eccleston, you meet him in this sort of ragtag army crew that are like holding up at a base and sort of not only are they running out of time, but they're running out of humanity. And they take in Cillian Murphy and his two female companions. Brendan Gleeson's gone at this point. They take them in basically to try to start a new society with them, which sounds so stupid when you say it out loud, but you can, when you're watching the movie, you can see that the characters really think this is going to work. And Christopher Eccleston's character, who's sort of the leader of this unit, like really believes it's going to work, but like the rest of them are just sort of like rapey creeps who, you know, sort of meet, you know, violent end at the hands of Cillian Murphy, who just goes rage himself almost and uses the zombies against, you know, the special forces to sort of to use them as a weapon. You know, I thought the whole movie in a nutshell was just like one of these great little independent horror zombie movies that just gave us a whole new, and you know, after that came World War Z, where the zombies could sprint. And as Rebecca mentioned in a previous episode, Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead, you know, it definitely took the zombie genre and turned it on its head well before The Walking Dead was ever even a thing.
Hands down. Because of the way it's shot, there's always this feeling that, unlike World War Z, where you have like the higher production value, because, you know, it's Brad Pitt, of course, right? There's something in the way Danny Boyle shot it where there's this music video documentary feel to it. So you never feel everything is safe or the camera's where it's supposed to be. Things feel a little bit off kilter. And I think it just kind of feeds into this overall feeling of uncertainty because you're not sure what's going to happen. The rules about zombies have kind of been like, you're like, well, wait, they're not supposed to run. Well, if they can run, then what else could be different? What else could happen in this movie if you're not sure what the rules are anymore?
And it's only been 28 days.
Yes.
There's nobody left.
Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. This was making my list as well. Remember hearing such good things about it and went to see it in the theater and was just so completely hyped. I mean, yeah, it's literally an adrenaline rush once things get going, and they really do not slow down until you get to the end. So many just iconic moments. You know, you mentioned like that early shot of Cillian Murphy on the bridge and London is abandoned. You know, he's trying to find out what's going on. He goes into the church and all of a sudden, like, you know, the one head pops up and then it's on. And it's just like, it's crazy. You know, the Brendan Gleeson scene, not spoiler alert for those who haven't seen it, but when like I think it's a crow or the raven is like up and then like the one drop of blood just happens to fall and land in his eye. And, you know, and again, like some of these characters, you don't spend a ton of time with them, but Danny Boyle does such a good job that you care about these people in the short amount of time that they are on screen. So when that does happen to Brendan Gleeson, you're like, oh, fuck, here's shit, man. You know, really hoping that would not happen to him. But of course, in these movies, there's always going to be someone that you don't want to turn over that will. And so, yeah, this is a great pick, Allan. I absolutely love this movie so much.